Hi guys, myself Said Haidar Zubir. I'm an iOS engineer with an 11 plus years of experience and a trainer. So this tutorial is to let you know the differences between functions and methods. So what are functions? Functions are self-contained chunks of code that perform a specific task. In Swift, a function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. A task is a unit of execution. Given a function, it contains a name that identifies what it does, and this name is used to call the function to perform its task when needed. Here is an example. Func is a reserved word. Keyword. Greet is the name that identifies what it does, and a person is a parameter. The function in the example below is called greetPerson because that's what it does. It takes a person's name as input and returns a greeting for that person. To accomplish this, you define one input parameter, a string value called person, and return type of string which will contain a greeting for that person. So this is how we greet Anna. And another example, we greet person Brian. So both will give different output. One will print hello Anna, and if you call again with Bran as a parameter, it will print hello Bran. Now let's discuss about arguments and parameter name. Parameter name Parameter names are used within the function implementation to refer to the values passed into the function. They are used to define the input parameters of a function that are part of the function signature. Parameter names are only visible within the function body and are used to manipulate the passed values. They provide a clear and descriptive name to indicate the purpose of each parameter. Argument label. On the other hand, argument labels are used when calling a function to provide additional clarity and improve readability. They are used to specify the purpose of each argument being passed to the function. Argument labels are specified before the actual value being passed and are used to provide context to the caller. They are not particular of the function. They are not part of the function signature and are not required to match the parameter names defined in the function. Using arguments and labels improves the readability of the functions call, making it easier to understand the purpose of each argument. Parameter names, on the other hand, are used within the function implementation to access and manipulate the passed values. Let's see the differences between the return type and return statement in Swift functions. Function say hello world string. Here string with arrow mark is a return type. This, if you call this function, it will return a value called hello world. So this is the complete chunk of code. Return type. The return type is a function specifies the type of value that the function is expected to return when it is called. It is a part of the function's declaration and is denoted after the parameter list using the arrow notation followed by the desired type. The return type indicates the kind of value that the caller can be expected to receive from the function. Return statement. The return statement is used inside the function body to return a value or exit the function's execution prematurely. It specifies the value to be returned and transfer control to the caller or the function. The value being returned must match the type specified in the function return type. Let us see the differences between function and methods. In Swift, a function is a reusable block of code or a chunk of code that performs a specific task. A method is a function that is associated with a type such as class, struct, or enum. This means that every method is a function, but not every function is a method. Here are some of the key differences between functions and methods in Swift. Scope, self, and access control. So let's see what it means. Scope, a function can be defined any scope, but a method can only be defined within a type. A self, a method always has an implicit parameter called self, which refers to the current instance of the type. A function does not have this parameter. Access control. A method can be declared with a different access level, such as public, private, or internal. A function can only be declared with public access. Here is an example of a function in Swift. Check the code snippet. So here func is a keyword, again a reserved word, and say hello is a name. And within this there is a print hello world. The function can be called from anywhere in the program. Here is another example for method in Swift. Class person. So you can see here there is a class called person. Within that class there is a function called say hello. It is actually a method. It will print hello, my name is name. This method is associated with a person class. It can only be called on an instance of the person class. So in general, you should use functions when you want to declare a reusable block of code what does not need to be associated with a specific type. You should use methods when you want to define a usable block of code that is associated with a specific type. So this is all. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.